This week on Two Noobs, we're going to talk politics generally in topic 1. In case you haven't heard, there's an election coming up in a few weeks. I can't wait for this to be over next year. Then, Sixers season preview. John does his best to tell us who is even on the team this year. Next, hackers cause a robot vacuum to blurt out racial epithets. Is Matt in trouble? And then we break out the hate-o-meter. What level of hatred do we have for, say, the Cowboys? Crank it up to 11. That's right. It is episode 212. As I hear kissy noises, what the hell is going on?
I'm not telling you.
Oh my.
Episode 212 of Two Noobs Talking, the only podcast where somebody makes out with himself, apparently. Not on my watch, goddammit.
In an undisclosed location.
Yes.
Undisclosed location in Seattle, Washington.
Technically not.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
All right.
I moved.
You know what, John? It's time we had a parent hammer conference.
It's hammer. It's
Yes.
hammer time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I apologize. I'll just sit here and not.
I'll second that. By the way, I'll second the hammer time. Why not?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Well, it's 2 against 1. So
Yeah, there you go.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And this is a Stanley hammer, by the way.
Ooh, fiberglass.
High quality.
Too. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, fiberglass is nice. I
Oh,
have
yeah.
a wood one, and
Oh.
it's nowhere near as nice as this one.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because the hammers back in the ye olde days seem to be a little bit more durable than the ones that they have now. Well, what I'm talking with the wood, you know, obviously back and forth there, but the fiberglass is like the best because you can feel it kind of going whip. You know, you whip that hammer, that kind of a deal.
Are you talking about like bend when you use a fiberglass hockey stick? and
Yes.
That snap.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I want that with my hammer. It'd be a
I
little
guess
That
Yeah.
would be terrible.
That'd be kind of an interesting little whack. You know, delayed. Wait a minute, did I get that? Ah, God! Oh my gosh.
I don't like using hammers because they make me nervous. I'm just gonna miss. the
You ever
nail.
guys do like ever work with a nail gun at all?
I'm more terrified of that than
Yeah.
a hammer, actually.
Yeah, that's for sure. I've never done that. I think that would be terrifying.
It's a real gun. It's not.
Oh, I bet
it's
it would
not
be,
a
yeah.
it's not a nail gun. It's a real gun. Like you got to load that shit with
Yeah,
stuff.
like a
and
magazine
it's
of
a
nails, the
gun.
whole bit. Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's technically a gun. Like
Yeah.
they just skewed that shit.
Yeah, my father-in-law used one, and it was one of those like compressed air.
Oh wow.
And so he had this big ass thing that was really noisy, like running while he's doing it, and I'm watching the nails fly out of that sucker. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my
I
gosh.
should put an
Yeah,
eye
that's
out.
it's
Yeah.
it's a real gun. Like it's not a fake gun. It's not a nail gun. Real gun.
I mean, in Casino Royale, James Bond kills somebody with one of those.
That's right. Yeah, I think
As
so.
well you should if you're being attacked and you had a nail gun. You can handle the problem.
Oh yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
would be like, "Where's my gun?" You'd be like, I've got a projectile thrower right here. I don't need."
That one though, the
Yeah,
nails
they
were
got-
like this long,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the one my father-in-law was using,
Roofing.
it was like
Yeah.
trim hammer, right? So it was like
Oh
tiny.
my gosh.
little-
Yeah, you
Wow.
put your Brad nails for doing trim or doing stuff like that. But then those roofer guys, man, that are when they're fucking flying across the roof, man, they're
Crazy.
using the real shit,
If only my father was around.
and they don't fall off.
My dad in the summer, guys, when he was like teenager, 20 years old, he would go and build homes, basically. Of course, this was like the 1950s and 60s, where it was a housing boom. You know, they're basically, and they're doing it by hand.
It's Captain America right there.
Yeah, they're hammering it, and you know, by hand. And it's like, my God, if they had the technology back then to do a nail gun, it'd be like done in like 4 minutes instead of 4 hours that it would take them. I mean, that kind of a deal. So,
Well, I've contemplated when using nails. I'm like going ding 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 ding.
yeah.
and then you finally
Then you
get
go
to a point.
whack.
You get it to a point where it's not going to fall out the
Yeah.
minute you swing it hard.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, I could really use a nail gun. And then I remember, like, I'll probably shoot myself in the eye. No nail gun for Steve.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
All right.
you go.
Well, let me introduce people who are here.
Let's do it.
Over there, I got Junk in the Trunk, John Tracy. How's that?
Totally. You're all jealous. You're all jealous of the butt.
It brings the boys to the yard. Over here.
Sitting on cushion. Sitting on cushion.
It's good for the coccyx. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Over here we got missing in action, Matt Craig.
You don't see me. You don't see me. You don't see
All right,
me at
John
all.
Cena.
Yeah.
And I in the middle. I am
Yeah.
such a bad boy, Steve Murray, because
Well,
it's just the way I am.
that's pretty much accurate. Yeah.
It's past his bedtime.
No, come on. It's only 8:30. I can stay up another 10 minutes or 15 minutes
There you go.
before I really get
I'm
loopy.
saying.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Why
But
don't
you
we?
will host this thing for an hour.
That's right. That's right. Actually, longer than that because we take breaks. I'll bet you suckers out
Yes.
there in viewer land didn't know that.
Didn't know that at all.
All right. Well, let's slide into the W Energy fun fact, shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay. So
Sure.
our fun fact is brought to you by W Energy Drinks. Visit W.GG or download their app to your phone. If you use our promo code 2Noobs Talking, that would be TOONOO Talking. You get 10% off your order. Gentlemen, do 8 heads fill your duffel bag?
Oh God, I hope not.
Yes.
Yes?
Wha-
Oh my God.
Well, if not, then maybe you need to get the Dubby Red Duffel bag. See, I got it
Ooh.
out that time. Use this bag for
There
the
you go.
gym, sports, as storage, or for anything that requires you to look really cool while carrying something like 8 heads. This bag is made by Dubby and features hand straps and shoulder straps for easy carrying. You can get $6 off with our promo code.
Look at
So-
that.
Nice.
And it's
Awesome.
Matt, just there's a
love that.
movie called 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag. It starred Joe Pesci.
Oh really?
That's
Oh,
that's
wow.
why-
Yes.
That's the
Yes.
joke.
That
Yes.
sounds terrifying.
Yes.
But okay.
And I'm ordering one right now. So hold on for a second, guys. All right, cool. Yeah, $6. I know. That's,
yeah,
I could.
That's a lot.
that's a lot. Yeah.
I'd carry all my toys in that. That would be great.
Yeah, you just purchased a couple new ones for your wife, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And
there
I
you
need
go.
to haul them somewhere.
There you go.
So
There you go.
why am I
Well,
covering
good,
up
just-
I'm covering up the fun facts, so we can't even get to the fun.
Oh
fact.
no,
so,
we don't want that.
So Matt, this fun fact is for you, just so you can kind of know the origin of your death.
Okay.
The first vacuum cleaner that was invented by a carpet sweeper, no name, which I find rude. Was in 1860, and it was a hand pump.
Oh my gosh, could you even
So
imagine?
you used a hand. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I'm not doing it.
That would not be fun. That would not be fun at all.
No.
Oh my
I am
gosh.
But I mean, if your
impressed.
floors are dirty, you need that
Yeah.
kind of help.
Still
I'm
1860.
impressed that-
Yeah.
Somebody in 1860 had the foresight to be like, you know what? We can like power clean this carpet.
Yeah. Instead of
they have to go-
sweeping
It
all
was probably
day.
some Karen because she just wanted to get the crap off the floor.
Yeah.
Can't have that spot on the floor. We need to invent something to get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So later on, not much later, for electric stuff, the first portable electric vacuum was created in 1808, and still they don't give
Whoa, you got
nobody's
you got something
accredited
there.
for it.
You got something wrong there. It can't be
1908.
1808.
I'm sorry. I
1908.
apologize. 1908.
Okay.
So a little while longer, but they had electricity then, so
Yeah.
you can. My only question was portable. Was there a non-portable version? Because it's a portable electric vacuum. Like, was there a non-portable version, or they just made up the word portable?
They probably
Here's-
made
It
it up.
moved.
Yeah.
This is interesting. So there's a show called How It's Made on
Yeah.
Discovery or
Mhm.
Science Channel or whatever. And
Really good
they
show.
had a vacuum cleaner once. They're like How It's Made.
Mm.
And I'm watching them assemble.
Mhm.
I'm like, that doesn't look like any vacuum cleaner I've ever used or purchased.
Oh wow.
There are built-in vacuum cleaners where you have like a big cylinder that's powered by a huge motor or pump that's too big to move,
Mm-hmm.
and you just have a hose that connects to it, so you can do that. So maybe the first electric vacuum cleaners were these huge thing. Well, because they couldn't make little tiny motors
It's
back
possible.
No, yeah, that's for
It's,
sure.
It's
Yeah.
possible. It's really possible.
Oh my gosh.
then.
That's
So,
some
all
fun
right. Well,
facts.
we'll get into topic 3 as to why Matt is going to be murdered in his sleep.
And I am very nervous about that, just so you know. Very nervous.
We're going to move to the over 40 rant for the week.
Oh boy.
Brought to you by me, because we have Eagles Media is a clown show, bro, part 2. Eagles beat the Browns. To us, it's last weekend. To you people, it's 2 weekends ago.
That's right.
Yes.
Beat the Browns in a game that they probably should have beat them a little bit more than they did.
Closer than the experts would have predicted,
Yes.
as
now,
they say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, John and I got in an argument because he was complaining about the defense, and I'm like,
Yeah, I wouldn't call
the
I wouldn't call it an
defense
argument.
gave up
It was a
9
concession.
points.
Yeah.
The defense gave up 9
Yeah.
points. I
Yes.
find very little to complain about the defense for. But what
Yes.
I'm complaining about this week is, so after the game, as the game ends, it looks like Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni turns around and chirps somebody in the stands, which admittedly was not a great look. But Eagles media, and actually national media
Chirping.
was, chirping.
Yeah.
National media was all
Nice.
over this too, which was even more annoying.
Yeah.
The day after press conference for Nick Sirianni, half of the 20 to 25 minute press conference was about that incident.
It's amazing. It's
Okay.
amazing. Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
look, there are problems, obviously, and he's got some things to answer for.
Mm-hmm.
But for the love of God, this is such a minor thing.
Yeah.
Why are we wasting so much time on it?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I just wonder if it's the media trying to fire the guy just because of what happened at the end of last season, and they're off to a slow
I think
start.
they're trying to fire him from last year. Yeah.
It could be,
Could be.
which is like, that's none of their business. I got news for Ruben Frank. It's none of
'Cause
your business to basically make a decision that Jeff
that?
Lurie has to make. That's Jeff Lurie's decision. That's not yours. So calm down there, pal.
Who already made that decision and didn't fire him last year when he
exactly.
could have easily fired him last year?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Simple take. I'm tired of him just because I just don't like his antics.
Hmm.
But Jeffrey Lurie didn't fire him. He's still the coach, so he's the coach.
Yeah.
So why worry about that?
Yeah. And we're 6
I'd
games.
rather, if you're an actual media, you would grill him on things that you see instead of drinking your wine and eating your free food from the Eagles press box and making shit up the next day. That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're not watching the game. They're not watching the game like we are. So they are the worst version of the Philly fan because they don't care. They're glad handing and they're just, oh, what can we talk about? Oh, the first thing that's going to annoy somebody. Yes, was it annoying to see him do it? Yeah, but he's been doing it for 2.5 years. Yeah, he's been doing it for 2.5 years, and you just started disliking it now?
Now? Yeah. Yeah. I was just going to say, Steve, I know back and forth we were kind of talking about it on text, and the one thing that really kind of struck me, I totally agreed with your sentiment. It really should have just been a question and a follow-up, and then that's it.
Yes.
Like, drop it at that
Yes,
point.
you're 100% right.
Yeah,
100%
instead it was, oh, well, what were you doing chirping at the fans?
Yeah.
Oh, well, what are you going to do to correct this behavior?
Yeah.
What is your process when you look inside yourself to determine whether or not you should be chirping at the fans? This is coaching a football team. Why are we doing this? Who the hell cares?
Yeah.
He's been doing it since he started. Why
Yeah.
are you starting it now?
Now, yeah.
And you know what, too? Like, okay, I get it's not a great look, but some Philadelphia fans, believe it or not, are total dickholes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? I could totally see somebody who was sitting behind the bench maybe was out of line.
Yeah. Had a little too much to drink. Yeah.
Turned around, had something to say to him. You know what? I'm not going to give him much shit for that.
Yeah.
And if Facebook is to be believed, and that's a big if, somebody took responsibility and said, he said, I was the fan he was chirping at. I told him after the first series, if Saquon's going to run 5 yards of carry, run the ball. When the game was over, he turned around and said, see, we ran the ball. Which, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, done. We don't need all this. What is your self-reflection process? Talk. And did Jeffrey Lurie scold you? Did Howie Roseman scold you?
Did you have a
Who
5-minute
scolded you?
timeout? Did you have a 5-minute timeout before you came out here, Coach Sirianni? And can you imagine? I mean, it's just so stupid.
They don't,
yeah.
I think I'm at the point. I think I'm at the point with the Eagles media is they don't know anything, so it's just time to stop listening to them.
It's getting kind
and
of
just
close.
cancel them because
to
they don't know anything.
Yeah.
They literally don't know anything.
And you would think that
I
they
was
would.
I had to.
Go ahead, Johnny. I'm sorry.
I've been pulling back from the press conferences because of that same reason. Like they're not asking anything. They're not asking why. What a great question you could ask. Dallas Goedert goes down with an injury. What was the thought process to use the backup tight end and make him look like he's a world beater?
Yeah.
Like, who made that decision, right? That was a great thing. Like, just picking anything. Hey, Lane Johnson has been a right tackle in this league for 175 years, and he's at negative sacks. Like, what do you think about him? No, you go, why are you chirping at a fan? Because we don't know anything, because we're too busy feeding our fat faces in the press box and not caring about the sport that we were hired to cover.
Yeah. Oh.
That's their problem. Eliminate all press boxes and you would eliminate all problems.
Spoken like a true junk in the trunk man.
I'd eat their food too, but I wouldn't give them bullshit on Monday.
There you go. Oh my goodness.
All right, so yeah, that's that. Just stop it. Ask some real questions about the game, not the stupid crap.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so
All
we're
right.
gonna move into topic one, and we're gonna stick with the stupid crap.
Yeah.
Hey,
Just
look,
to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if you know, there's an election coming.
Really?
Holy crap.
I would never
Oh
have
my
thought. Never.
Oh my God. Let me
Once
create
every
some
4
fraud.
years. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, look, you guys didn't want to bring an article. You just wanted to talk shop. So,
Why don't we
I'm gonna
riff?
open the floor here.
Do you want me to go first, Johnny?
Matt, would you like to start?
Yeah, sure.
Go for it.
I've been thinking long and hard about this entire election cycle, guys. I already know who I'm going to vote for. I'm not going to tell anybody. Obviously, it's my business for that. I don't need to advertise it on my lawn, to be perfectly honest.
And don't wear a sticker. Please don't wear a
and,
sticker. Please don't wear a sticker. Please don't wear a sticker. Thank you.
That's what I'm
By the-
wearing, Johnny. The
by the
gold
way-
Gadsden flag. I love it. Yeah.
By the way, have you heard the
Nice.
commercial? There's a new commercial I've heard the last week or so
Hmm.
that says, who you vote for is private, but whether or not you voted is public. So your family and friends will all know whether or not.
Shame.
So you need to get
Shame.
on. Like,
Shame.
Wow. Yeah. Like, wow.
Yeah.
What a way to get out
This
the
is
vote,
aggra-
right?
This is aggressive in a way.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is an
right.
aggressive in a way that I'm not comfortable with.
but I digress. Matt, please continue.
No, I was just going to say, guys, I mean, one campaign seems to do everything right now to sabotage its own self for the sake of,
Mhm.
I think, as crazy as this sounds, because even when I was even saying in pre-production, guys,
Mhm.
it doesn't make any sense what I'm saying. That a major political party
Yes.
is self-sabotaging itself right now to make the argument to get rid of the Electoral College. In other words, what they're trying to do is they're trying to garner all the votes of the major cities in the United States without having to do all the precinct work that, boots on the ground, whatnot. And
Mm-hmm.
quite honestly, I think they put themselves in that position dating back to August. And I guess you know who I'm talking about now, if you were kind of
Yes.
missing that.
Yes.
But I don't know if that's like it's insane if that is true.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
Yeah,
And the reason why is you hear they are losing typical constituent voters.
Yeah,
Like
Big time.
unions,
big time. Yeah,
certain minority groups.
Yeah.
They are losing that. They are not, if they continue on this path, it seems like they're not going to win the popular vote, and that's not going to be a reason. So I disagree with the sentiment on that.
Yeah, and that was that was the one thing that I kept thinking about this afternoon, Steve, with that, because it was like, what am I saying here? Like, this is essentially like Hillary Clinton in 2016. I'm going to stuff the ballot boxes, and then hey, I won. I have the most votes in the country, and you come out losing the Electoral College, which matters more because of terrific principles set down by the founders. So I don't think that's. I kept thinking about that. It's like, I don't think that's it. I just think this whole, like, the election cycle, and there's a couple of things that really annoy me. One is the fact that the unprofessionalism of both of the major candidates. That's number one. It's both.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. And number two, it's like, and I'm dead serious, I seriously want to ban every single yard sign that I have seen driving in around this great country of ours. It is, I don't understand the necessary need for you to put a stupid 3.5 by 5 foot yard sign to say, oh, I'm going to be voting. Hold on. Wait a minute. Where's my... Oh, here we go.
I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris. Or I'm going to vote for Donald Trump.
Why would you...
have a different voice for the... Because I thought that was your liberal voice.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
have
yeah.
a different voice for the...
I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris.
So there's that. I'm trying to...
I'm gonna vote for Donald Trump.
That's the Republicans. Basically, we'll make that as the Republican voice.
They have the laryngectomy? What's going on?
That's weird.
Yeah. That's probably just like I'm a
Are
robot.
they shouting from the mountains of Montana? What's
Possibly.
happening?
You never know what's gonna happen, John.
Who knows? But anyway, I've digressed. But I mean, those are my two reforms. I really would want.
So the aliens took over. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's Kang and Kodos.
Hmm.
So that's really
it
the two
is.
reforms that I would want: more professionalism in our politics, and ditch the yard signs. Like,
Yes,
burn them all to the ground. Seriously, I'm done with it. Okay, Randall.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. They're done. They're done.
Yeah, I
I
don't
just
endorse. So the signs are stupid to me. I
Yeah.
refuse
Totally
to
agree.
endorse
Yeah.
anyone
Yeah.
because
there's no
I'm-
reason to.
No, I don't know enough about you as a person to put my name behind your name.
Exactly.
I will cast a vote for
Exactly.
you, but I'm not going to endorse you and try to convince other people to vote.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Republican move to win the election, you need to annoy the people around you to vote the way you want to vote is the dumbest way to think.
Yeah.
Don't talk politics. Just understand that politics is going to be in your face and do what you're going to do.
Yeah.
You're going to know if you're right or wrong after you vote.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to figure it out.
Mhm.
Look at all the major moves from liberal cities in the last 8 years.
Yeah.
People know that they fucked up,
Oh yeah.
and people will make a better decision later. I live in the capital of California. Fucked it up, and then they're coming to fuck it up.
Mhm.
Like, I live there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand. If anybody is worried about the election, just calm down, cast a vote or don't cast a vote. Just don't make it your life.
Yeah.
That's the media is so sideways right now.
Yeah.
They're lying to you and telling you the truth at the exact same time.
Mhm.
They don't even know what they want to do. So the system is falling in front of you.
Yeah.
'Cause they're just robotically falling apart. Just, if you want to vote, please vote. If you don't want to vote, don't vote. Just don't bitch on the internet, because it's going to go one or two ways.
Mhm.
So just get over it.
Yeah.
Get over yourself at that point.
Yeah,
Like, it's
and
going to
if-
go one or two ways.
If your candidate doesn't win, that does not mean
There's
that
no reason
your
to-
life
yeah.
is over. Yeah.
The world will keep spinning.
The world keeps spinning.
Mhm.
The sun rises in the east, sets in the west.
If you're doing what you're supposed to do daily, a president, even a mayor, shouldn't technically affect you.
right.
Like, really affect you. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're working hard, you're saving money, you're in your community, you're changing lives. No one douchebag politician changes anything.
Any of that. Exactly.
They really don't.
Yeah.
Do they help on the grander scale of maybe 5 years? One of these candidates and another one, your taxes might go this way or that way. Yeah. But they're not making those changes that you are helping an elderly lady cross a street, or buying a meal for someone that doesn't have the ability to buy a meal for them.
Yeah.
Or anything, just helping someone through a situation. Politicians don't do that. That's what human beings do. And that's what is lost in this political game. Is everybody wants to pick a side instead of just pick your own side and be a better person.
Yeah.
If we all just become a better person this bit, everything would be better.
No doubt. No doubt. Steve, what do you...
That's my take on politics.
I love it. Steve, what do you think there, bud? Yeah.
Everyone who's listened to this podcast for any amount of time knows I despise Trump. And it had the
Absolutely.
Had the primary not already been decided by the time it got to Pennsylvania, I would have cast a vote for someone else.
Yes.
But my God, is his opponent terrible?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen a worse campaign.
No. And she just did a interview on Fox News, which I didn't watch, but I have seen enough to know what went on.
Yeah.
And I'd seen transcripts and such.
Me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
If you're trying to win someone over to your side,
preach it, brother.
I think the process you should take is to explain what you plan to do and how that will benefit the people with which you are communicating.
Yeah.
When your answer to every single question is, but Trump did this.
Yeah, there are no words to say to that, because it's just so...
Yikes.
You could see why people on the right would see Trump derangement syndrome, TDS. You hear that all the time. And yet I would have more respect for her if the question that she got was, okay, over the last 3.5 years, illegal immigration has happened. It's risen in the country. What are you going to do, to change this? And you come out with, a freaking policy that works, and we're going to install this day one. My opponent doesn't think...
You mean the one that worked in 16, 17, 18?
Right.
19?
Right.
I worked down there during that time. It's different.
Yeah. But I would have more of it. Like, I would appreciate that more if she had that, instead of always falling back on the TDS that she's currently suffering from. And that's...
But Trump blocked
Trump
in the
Trump
Senate.
did.
You do know Trump is not in office.
Yeah.
He can't do shit.
And that's the
He's
thing.
not an elected anything other than douchebag at this point. He is not. He does not hold a position in the federal government.
They even tried to put him.
Citizen.
They tried to put him in jail for years afterwards. It was a huge case in New York, and it was like convicted by a grand jury, and it was like, well, what are we doing here? Like, he's running again. Like, Steve, to your point, you're right on the money. It's like, I don't understand why she continues to bring up her own opponent when all she has to do is just tell us what she's going to do.
Well, the one that really got me was she was asked, well, you're running as this alleged agent of change.
Yeah.
You're the one who's been in office.
Which Biden already ran on.
What? You already been in office. What are you changing from?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, but Trump. And it's like, well, Trump hasn't been in office for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
What? But he's been running.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
she has no ability to create anything on her own. That's Tulsi Gabbard said about her
Yeah.
in 2020.
Yeah.
When they had that wonderful but everybody loves Tulsi for that. It was wonderful. She put her in her place back then.
Like,
If
pretty much
if you
ended
haven't
her
seen it,
campaign at that point.
Go
Yeah.
watch that. It was awesome.
Yeah.
She ran her up a flagpole and just, you don't do anything. You're not that. You're not this. You're not this. You're not this. That's been her whole career. That was her career as a district attorney. That was her career when she was running for president. That's been her career vice president. She's given you a good 8 years of being bad at everything.
Yeah.
And she's running, but she has nothing else to say at this point. What is she going to do? What is she going to do? I'm going to make a change from the... Biden came out last week and said she's been in every cabinet meeting from day one. She's the last person to leave. She's made more decisions than I have. The sitting president is saying she's basically in charge, and she's out running, she's out there being like, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
So the guy she's running against and the guy she works for are saying the exact same thing, and she's going, "Didn't happen. That didn't happen." Steve, I didn't do the podcast last week. I didn't do the podcast the week before. I didn't do it. You haven't heard anything I ever said. Me and you didn't talk about the Flyers game yesterday. I didn't go to work today. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. That's basically what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's just like, I wasn't there. Wasn't me. It's a Shaggy song. Wasn't me. Every time something comes up, wasn't me.
Yeah.
This
I didn't do it.
brings me back to my whole point for years on this, which is how the hell
Yeah.
do we get stuck with these two
Yeah.
as our choice?
Yeah.
Garbage in, garbage out. You already said it.
Every day, I just get this impression that high level elected officials are just people who couldn't hold down a normal job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the only
Yes,
reason
sir.
they're in office, because
Yes, sir.
people have to have a job and they are good at their job, so they don't need to run for office. And the people who run for high office are just
Yes.
people who can't work properly. That's just that's the way I see it.
I
now.
have always thought that.
Agree,
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, I would completely concur as well. I think there has always been a huge problem in that, because you're right. When you hire people that are incompetent in what they do, guess what? You're going to get incompetence. You're not going to get high quality services. You're not going to get high quality debates in Congress where you're actually debating the idea and respecting your opponent. When's the last time that's happened in our current political system? It has never happened.
Not in our
Not in our
lifetime.
lifetimes. Yeah.
Maybe before.
Yeah. Maybe.
Isn't
Certainly
that
they
the
had a
whole
little bit more
point of-
decorum. But
Isn't that the whole point of the House, is to work for the people and debate and
in the Senate,
hey, maybe we I'll give you a little bit of this, I'll give you a little bit of that, but we need to work towards people, not
it's
what
definitely
they do,
politics
which
is the art of compromise. No question about that, Johnny. Yeah.
Yes.
And so
Instead they steal money and have stock prices that I could only dream about because they sit on committees that understand the regulations
and pass. I'll never forget this in the Biden administration. And they passed an act called the Inflation Reduction Act, which spent more money than ever before in the history of the country. Ever. And they called it the Inflation Reduction Act. And it's like, you got to be kidding me with this.
Yeah.
Like, you all should be thrown out. Like, there is no...
It was like 37,000 pages or something like that. Something ridiculous. That no person that voted for it would read through that. Steve would have read through it because, he's good at that.
He would have hired an aide. He's not that
imagine, Steve, no, but Steve, could you imagine? You're a lawyer and you read through documents all the time. Could you imagine if someone threw a 37,000 page document on your thing and be like, "Yo, we vote Tuesday"? That's what they do.
Yeah.
I would
That's
vote
how they do it.
no. I would vote no.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, because you're a normal human being that would be like, I'm not voting on Tuesday. I'm voting no until I have time to read this and make a decision. But they bully these people into that. That's what they do. That's one of the major things they do is they make it too big for someone to care and then force them to vote. That is your federal government right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you.
That's what they do.
When Illinois Smith wins in 2024.
Yes.
And I become president.
Yes. Yes.
One act
Yeah.
Yes.
per bill.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
No
it's
amendments.
We're doing Schoolhouse Rock. We're following him all the way up to the store, and we're making him a law, and we're high-fiving him, and we're sending him on his way, and we're going to get his buddy. We're gonna do it.
Riders.
And if it doesn't happen,
No riders. No bullshit. It's one thing that'll get signed. That's it. We're not doing little pork belly projects for you. Okay.
No.
One per bill.
It's dumb.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It's cheating. It's cheating.
that's it
It's
for
cheating the
topic
people.
This is just to make sure Mr. Tracy stays in line.
That's fine.
I feel the power when I hold this thing.
I know. That's fine.
Nice.
If I had my chainsaw, I would
Oh my
have
gosh.
that down here. But I don't want to make a mess because it'll probably leak oil everywhere, and as chainsaws tend to do.
That's a good idea.
Thank God you don't have an electric one. I would have thought different of you.
Hell no! You gotta get the power. That thing scares me. I've used it to like chop wood.
Good. You should.
Like limbs that fall down. It's freaking frightening.
I still have a burn mark on this part of my hand. I was helping a friend with a chainsaw, and sometimes I worked around hot motors and stuff, a bit like melting belts and stuff like that. And so I don't. It just heat doesn't scare me.
Mm.
I touched the side of that thing just by accident with that little bit, and that was like 11 years ago, and you could still feel it. Like I've been. It showed me who was boss.
Oh yeah.
It totally did. Like, you are only human. I could have cut your hand off, and I didn't.
Yeah, the heat is not the part that bothers me.
I burned you.
It's a constant rotation of a blade going really, really
Yes.
fast. That
Scares
you.
you. When I
get
was
that.
in a
Yeah, but
haunted
that thing is hot when it flies off.
when I was in a haunted attraction as the chainsaw man, there was no blade on it, so it was all good.
Yeah.
Having a blade on it's a different story.
Totally different
All right,
story. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
He didn't
speaking of
poke any
things-
children's eyes out.
Speaking of things that can hurt you, we got the Sixers.
Yes.
Their season starts.
Oh, they can.
Yeah, the season starts tonight as this episode drops.
Whoa!
Not
How
when
about
we're
that?
recording. We still have one more preseason game to go, so screw you all.
Yeah.
But the night that you are listening to this, the Sixers season, the 2024-2025 season starts. And the most important question is, do the Sixers not realize that Tyrese Maxey wearing /0 and Reggie Jackson with /0, they're both technically the same number?
Yes.
So what
I
the hell?
think they know that, and they don't care.
So one's Agent
Zeros are
Zero.
zeros.
The one's Agent Zero.
The
The
NBA
other.
never cared about your academics. Let's just put that out there right now.
So then, if Maxey is Agent Zero, what's Reggie Jackson? Agent 00?
Gritty.
Gritty. There you go.
He also might just get off the court and sit down because
He
you're
looked
not
like
getting
he
much
was-
playing time, kid.
I saw the preseason game the other night against.
Who was it?
Mhm.
It
I
wasn't.
have no
Was it
idea, I
Brooklyn?
forget.
Maybe.
Brooklyn. That's
Brooklyn.
right. Thank you.
Yep.
And he looked like he was wearing sunglasses. It was really weird.
Oh wow. Huh.
It was bizarre.
Anyway.
All right,
Yeah.
but we're way down the roster on that. So John is our resident Sixers expert.
Johnny.
Embiid, Maxey, and Oubre, and everyone else is a new face. So,
Yes. Yeah, you pretty much.
Well-
Well, Larry's coming back. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, he was here for like 20 games
Yeah.
last season. Fair enough.
yeah, but we like him. We like him.
There you go.
Villanova kid.
He's a
sure.
good. Yeah, he's a Grizzly veteran that learned how to shoot the three late in his career. So we like him.
Okay, so what inspires confidence in me that they can compete in the East?
What do you think, Sean?
Here's the crazy part. You add Paul George, who is Tobias Harris on steroids, but injury prone. I'm not, it's nothing to be excited about.
The name Tobias Harris with Paul George angers me so.
No, well, I just mean what you wanted Tobias Harris to be, Paul George is. He just is, but he's at the back of his career, and he's a tiny bit injured prone. He's already been injured in the preseason.
Yes, he has.
It's not major, but he averages close to 20 points a game, which is something we need. Like we begged Tobias Harris for years to be that guy, and he never was. Like, it was like 16. It was like 16.1 was like his best, like his absolute best. I'll get you to 20, maybe. No, you won't. You average 16.1. That just pisses me off. But Paul George is a guy that can do it all. He plays the game, and he plays the game well. He plays the game well with bigs, and he plays the game well with smalls. So you have Maxey and you have Embiid who play well together. Putting a guy like Paul, if he plays 60 to 70 games, which I think he could, it gives you a lot more offense than before.
Okay.
You can have a little bit more fun with it. It opens some things up. He's a good player. He's been a good player his entire career. He's just a little older. That's the only thing where he's made. Other than that, you have Kelly Oubre, who I loved last year. I thought he really stepped up from Charlotte when he came to Philly, and I think Nurse can coach this dude to be even better. And he's going to be your starting shooting guard, and he can move up and down. So he's a 2-3-4.
Okay.
So he's that guy that's going to slot.
Okay.
And I like him. I like him a lot. I have a lot of good things. I think Nurse is the right coach for him. And it's all about coaching with him because he's a bit lazy at times. But when he's not lazy, he's a monster. I like him.
As long as he's not getting hit by a car, we'll be okay.
Yeah, yes. Yes. But on the basketball court, I like him a lot. He's high marks playing with Embiid and playing with Maxey from last year. I liked him a lot.
Okay. He looked good playing against Brooklyn the other night.
So a couple other things. You got a power forward in Martin from Miami Heat, who is a plus 15 guy, 6-7 rebounds, more defensive rebounder than offensive rebounder. He's a real power forward. Like, you actually got a power forward.
Okay.
And nobody saw that coming when they got him.
Okay.
It was like, why they sign? Like, they signed George and then they signed him like 2 days later, and nobody was like, who's he? I was like, well, he was the starting power forward last year for the Miami Heat.
Okay.
So we stole a guy. I think he's gonna help. He's gonna help move along Embiid and not worry so much about Embiid scoring so much.
Well, rebounding was
Embiid
absolutely an issue in the playoffs last year.
Big time. And you brought in two guys, and you have your 2 is now what your 3 was in Oubre. Your 2 is now Oubre, who is long and can help with that too. So if you get mixed up, he can also grab a rebound. You're not going to have the smallest guy on the court in that position, like whoever that guy was that chopped sideways that Steve didn't like last year. That was the guy that switched when something went wrong, and then how's he going to out-rebound somebody? He's 2 feet tall. So
yeah, he went to New York.
Let's just get. Yes, I think so. Yeah. The only other thing before we get into the record is I want to just say Drummond coming back, Andre Drummond coming back, and replacing B-Ball Paul just makes the backup center professional, because I understand why they released him. That was the worst. Like, that's the guy you're putting in for Embiid. Like, Embiid, Like Embiid, one of the best players in the league, and you've got a dude that might dribble the ball into his face by accident sometimes because he's all over the place. Like he was awesome as the 11th guy, but as the second to Embiid, like, I'm glad they went professional and they grabbed the center that he'll look like a center.
Okay.
He's not going to score much for you, but he's going to look like a center.
Drummond was their over the last however many years. Drummond has been their best backup center to Embiid.
Yes,
He was having a
but
really
he
good
left and
season.
came back. Yeah, he left and
He
came
was
back.
in
Yeah,
he was in the Harden Simmons trade. He was part of that.
yes,
So
Yeah.
he left in that. But
which
I am glad
sucked.
to have him back.
That was the one that I hated the most.
He's only 31. If you can.
Wow.
I know, but he seems like he's been. It seems like he's been in the league for 100 years.
Yeah, I think they said he came in as maybe an 18 or 19-year-old, but he's been in the league 13 seasons.
Yeah.
He's only 31.
I feel like he's.
Wow.
I feel like he's played for the Suns, the Lakers, the Nets, the Sixers, the Celtics. Like it's one of those players.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I could put him in 11 jerseys, and he's like, "Oh, he's only 31." It's like, well, so he traveled in his 20s. Okay.
He traveled well in his
Okay, so
20s,
let's
too.
get to the crux of the point and really talk about this because this is where the Sixers preview is.
Okay.
I'm gonna read you two records. Okay,
Okay.
31-8,
Okay.
Pre-Embiid injury.
16-27.
Post-Embiid.
Post Embiid.
Yes.
Okay.
So 16-27 was without Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
31-8 is with Embiid. If that happens again, my question is, do the pieces they added raise that 16 to 21 or 22? Then I feel good. If it doesn't, I don't feel good.
We're right back to where we had it last year.
Yeah, exactly. Because you finish like 3-4 if you can make that 16 to 21.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, last year when Embiid was out, it was Maxey
Mm-hmm.
and a bunch of dudes.
Yep.
Who did well, but yeah, there was a lot of
Yeah. Now it's
B-Ball Paul was your
Maxey-
center.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's Maxey and George and a couple other guys who may be better dudes than the dudes from last year. At least that's what I'm told.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you have and Drummond would be your starting center, but they have two other guys on the bench. I don't know their names. I apologize for that. There are two other bigs they have
Mm-hmm.
that aren't B-Ball Paul.
The one guy from France, right? He played for France
Yes,
in the,
yes.
in the Olympics. Ubaseli.
Yeah, he's
Ubaselli.
Had a
yes,
hell
he's
of a
going to be
steal
Mm.
on at the game against Brooklyn. It was 2 seconds left.
Mm.
Brooklyn went to inbound it, and he jumped right in front of the guy, stole it, and slammed it with like
Nice,
0.4 seconds
nice.
left. That was impressive.
That's good.
that's far better already than B-Ball Paul looking confused. Most of the time, he dribbled the ball off his own face last year. Like, let's get real. Like, let's get real. Like, not the backup center we needed.
Oh, John,
totally
I mean,
understand why you wait.
John, you got to be able to, do multiple different things on the court, including bouncing
He
the ball off your
dribbled
face.
the ball off his face. He rebounded, threw the ball down, hit himself in the face, and then went, I hit myself in the face, and the ball went out of bounds.
It's a very critical skill. Okay.
Yeah.
It happens. So real quick, there's two other. There's Council, who is a youngin
Okay.
Mhm.
to play behind Maxey with Lowry, and Ricky Council. Everybody loves him. There's not anybody that's watched him play that doesn't love his progression.
Okay.
And you have a veteran like Eric Gordon. So if Maxey has to sit or Lowry goes out, you have another guard that can shoot. So they have the ability to shoot the three, I think, as good or even better than they did last year. And they were pretty decent
Mm.
three-point shooting last year.
Mm.
So they replaced the three-point shooting the right way.
Okay.
All right.
So kind of leave it at that. I think they're a little bit better of a team. My only question going into the season is they were 47-35. Can they get to 50? I think they're going to be between 50 and 47. I don't think they're much
Well,
better. I think they're going to be just a little bit better.
Screw 50 wins or whatever. Okay, this is a team that's underperformed expectations.
Yes, in the
for
playoffs
years now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, haven't got out of the second round. It concerns me a little bit that Paul George has never been out of the second round. If I
Yes,
understand
that
correctly.
that also concerns me.
I
Yes.
mean, this it ultimately worked out, but this reeks of the Washington Capitals, who brought in, they weren't getting out of the second round, so they
Yes.
brought in a coach who never got out of the second round, and a TJ Oshie who at that point never got out of the second round.
Yes.
Are they as constituted good enough to be able to beat the Celtics in a 7-game series?
To be determined, to be honest. If they're playing, if those three, let's just put it this way: if George, Embiid, and Maxey are playing at their actual level, they're really good together. I just don't know if that's going to be the way it is when they get to the second round. It's Embiid not playing back to back at all, and that just came out 3 days ago. He's never playing another back-to-back game. He even said it. He was like, "They're not going to play me back-to-back. They're going to keep me fresher for the postseason."
that-
I'm totally okay. I'm totally okay with.
But
So if all that works out, I'm fine with it. Because regular season basketball is boring. So I want to see playoff basketball. So if we could get him beat the playoff basketball, he's more fun to watch.
gosh, I'm with you, Johnny, but I'm at the same time, it's almost like
This is his make or break year. This really is. This is it for Embiid.
But okay, wait just 1 second. This whole thing about this load management nonsense is one of the reasons why I do not watch the NBA.
He needs loads management because he's too tall and he's too
I get
aggressive.
that. I get
You
that. I
can't-
just
You can't play him 82 and then throw him into the playoffs. He's not smart enough to go, I'm not going after that ball. Or I'm not going to try to do the Euro under two guys and get elbowed in the face. He just doesn't play the game that way.
Yeah.
Like you have to support him outside of the game, because when he's playing the game, he's not thinking, "Oh, I need to be healthy for the playoffs." He's thinking, "I'm trying to dunk on this dude, or I'm trying to make this dude look. I'm trying to be Kobe, basically. Like I'm trying to be the best out there." And he runs into those situations all the time,
yeah.
where he tries to Euro step and gets elbowed directly in the fucking face, like, and he's like, "Oh, I made it," and everybody's like, "Oh, we don't want you to get hurt. I don't care. Give me the ball again. I'll score 30 again," because that's just the way he is.
Yeah.
So load management for him, I think, is important if you want to see him in the playoffs.
Are they better equipped to handle when he's not in the lineup for the load management? I guess is the big.
I think they are with Drummond and having George, giving Maxey an extra person. I think they can. I don't know if they can get the 16 to 21 is what I'm saying. They stayed 16 wins without him. If they can get to 21, I feel real confident. I'm in around like the 19 range.
Oh, I certainly hope they're not going to miss him, because what did you say the record was? 16 and 27. What is that? 43 games.
Yeah.
I certainly
43.
hope he's not missing 43 games.
That's another thing. If you can just take,
Yeah, that's
if
half
you
the
could
year.
just take last year, yeah, he missed a ton of time last
Yeah.
year.
Well, it's
So with
torn
that load
menis-
management, if he plays,
it's a torn
yes,
meniscus, right?
if he
Yeah.
plays,
Mhm.
if he plays 20 more games,
So 60 games, you're saying, basically, roughly.
yeah, which I think is, if you do load management and he doesn't get hurt, I think they might finish in the 3 spot.
But is it
Okay.
good to challenge Boston? Probably not, I guess, right? I
In
mean,
the
they're-
play, if George is who George is, absolutely, because Maxey playing with 2 bigs that can score, Maxey's dangerous.
Yeah.
He didn't have any bigs last year,
And he
was
proved,
dangerous.
and he was
Like,
very dangerous.
He
Yeah.
can be real dangerous when he's got guys that he can pass to, because he can make wide open looks.
I mean,
That's
he
why he was
was
so good with Embiid.
so good in the Knicks series, even though they lost that series. He was so dynamic. It pulled them out of.
Could you imagine if he had a
Oh,
Could you imagine if he had another big that ran the other way when they were trying to double cover him?
Mm-hmm.
And then they have to go to the big in the corner while they're looking over here, and then he could just pull up and shoot another jumper?
Did they sign
You know
him
he's
to
gonna make it.
Johnny? Did they sign Maxie to
Yeah.
a max
Oh, yeah.
contract?
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Oh, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
He's
We're not concerned about
He's
the
next one.
Knicks getting Cat, right? I mean, we don't really care.
no, not really. Not really. They trade it.
The only
The team's different.
Embiid plays a lot of the star centers very well. Like he's always good against Jokic.
He's always played. He's always played
well
the
against-
star guys. Yeah.
Yeah, the ones he struggled with historically were Horford and
He struggles against the guys that don't play. Yeah, he struggles against guys that don't play fundamental basketball. Because he's a fundamental basketball guy. Look, if you play fundamental basketball, he's really good against you. If you just flop around and you're confused, he runs into you because he's flopping around and being confused. So, and that's a lot of his injuries. I've called him from his day one playing in the NBA. I called him a baby giraffe because that's what he reminds me of. Like sometimes he runs across the court and he looks like a star, and another time he runs across and his legs like hanging off the other way because he forgot to put his right foot down while he was running with his left foot.
So why don't
I've
we?
always called him that because yeah.
So why don't we try and wrap this up then, Johnny? If we're thinking about like where the Sixers are going to be, you're saying third in the East if George is healthy, right? At the end of the day, okay. What would be their
all their
what would
plans
be their
work out?
what would be their floor? Like if it's the worst case scenario, Embiid's out or whatever.
50.
Their
if
flo-
they're-
like
if
the
they're-
floor and the
47
ceiling.
is their floor. Yeah. So 47 is their floor, because
okay.
Embiid was out for half the season. So
Okay.
yeah, I think they could go 55 wins as their max, if everything's believable.
And that could probably put them at 3 or the 4 seed easily, I would think, in the East.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking 3. Yeah, I'm thinking 3.
All right.
I think one team's getting to 60. I just think the number one team's going to be. I don't know who it is, but
Yeah.
you're going to get a. You always do. You get a good. They get a good run every year.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. At least we don't have Kawhi Leonard. And as John poses with one Leatherface, if you don't want to be Kawhi Leonard, you should visit our website at Two Noobs Talking.
You saying that? I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pose the other one, the bloody one.
yeah,
for that
okay.
There
one.
you go.
All right, not
That
the
was a
pretty
sick
woman.
burn right there.
Okay. Visit our website, twonoobstalking.wordpress.com. There you can find episodes going all the way back to 140. Well, God, that's so many on the website.
That's crazy. Wow.
It is crazy. And if you want something before that, like when John had longer mustache,
Yes.
it'll take you to our YouTube channel where you should like, share, or subscribe. On the website, if you enter your email address on the homepage, you will be notified every time I post a new episode to the website. So it's good. And we also have audio links that'll take you to places where you can get the audio version of our podcast, including weird ones like Tune In. Who knew?
Who knew?
I did, but I don't respect it.
And if the one you like still isn't up there, even though it's a long list now,
Yeah.
you're weird, but we have an RSS feed. You can plug that into your podcatcher and put it into your silly little audio link.
There you go.
Watch it on your weird Google phone you got from Walmart. Whatever you're doing.
There you go.
Exactly. All right, now we fear for Matt's life with topic 3.
Yes, we do.
Trust me, I fear for my own life after reading this story. Good
I
Lord.
can't believe you're still living there. I thought you would have sold that place.
You know,
Moved.
and it ran this morning, guys. Did its job this morning.
By
I'm
itself.
thinking by itself. I
You
have
live
it
in- You live in a
scheduled.
world I would never live in.
That's the thing. I scheduled this thing to go off at 8:00 in the morning on Fridays. So I had to get everything, kind of into the kitchen back there to basically make sure that there was no impedance
doesn't
or all that
eat
kind of
everything.
stuff. Right. And this article was like, oh my gosh, what if it stops and attacks me? yelling obscenities and curse words at me. I'd be like, oh my gosh.
It pulls a gun on him.
Pops out of
Look
nowhere.
what feature I just downloaded.
Right?
It's the latest firmware upgrade, baby.
Hey, if Kamala Harris can say she owns a Glock, so could your Roomba. You know what I mean?
Oh, goodness.
I mean, I was picturing it more like Matt's like sleeping in his bed, and this thing comes up and it sucks his soul right through his nose. You know, being a vacuum cleaner.
Oh.
Why-
It
why
just,
don't we-
it just walks up onto the bed. It's like,
Yeah,
what's
Yeah,
up?
right?
I learned the Z directions.
Yes. New upgrade from plant.
All right, this is the one thing we have an article for, so let's get to that.
Yes.
This is ABC News Australia.
Oh, look at that.
It's Australian something or other. I don't know.
Yes.
Anyway.
It's Australian
Not
eyeball
shocking
news.
for racist robots, by the way.
Right.
I wasn't shocked.
It's an Australian article about stuff that happened in the United States, which is really bizarre.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
Robot vacuums in multiple
They're
U.S.
shade.
cities were hacked in the space of a few days, with the attacker physically controlling them and yelling obscenities through their onboard speakers. I'm not sure why a vacuum cleaner needs onboard speakers, but whatever.
Yeah.
The affected robots were all Chinese-made Ecovacs D-Bot X2s.
I don't have
They're
that. I don't
10
have that.
times fast.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just slapped a My Robot sticker on it. It's like those, the off-brand things where it's actually the brands just take the off-brand stuff and put their name on.
There you go.
Minnesota lawyer Daniel Swenson was watching TV when his robot started to malfunction. Through the Ecovacs app, he saw that a stranger was accessing its live camera feed and remote control feature. A voice was yelling racist obscenities loud and clear right in front of Mr. Swenson's son. Effing N-words, screamed the voice over and over again.
Oh my gosh.
Despite the slurs, Mr. Swenson was glad that the hackers had announced their presence so loudly. It would have been much worse, he said, if they had decided to quietly observe his family inside their home. They could have peered through his robot's camera and listened through the microphone without him having the slightest clue.
Wow.
Multiple people, all based in the U.S., have reported similar hacking incidents within days of each other.
Wow.
I would like to ask the first question is, why does a robot vacuum need a camera, speakers,
Uh-huh.
microphones?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. Communism.
China.
Communism. Got it.
Look, a balloon.
Oh my gosh.
Matt, does
No.
all kidding aside, you have a Roomba.
I have a
or-
Roomba, yeah. Yeah.
Does it have a microphone, speakers, or camera?
No.
I have a better thing. Did you whoop that thing's ass yet? Just the show dominance. I think that's what you need to do.
Very fortunately, I've only had maybe the occasional hiccup here and there of the robot, whatever, would go back into the docking station. If it doesn't dock right, it'll put out an error message or some sort of there's a colored
And
ring.
and you kick the shit out of it. Got
And
it.
it's
Totally
like,
got
dude.
it. Okay.
Boom.
Goes back in the docking station. Exterminate. Exterminate.
And Matt just goes over there and kicks it a couple times, like, get in your station.
Right? Never had to have
So-
that problem though.
So Matt, you're abusing the robot, is what you're trying to say.
The robot
not
is really
abusing
abusing
you.
itself, John. That's the thing. It's really abusing itself, to be perfectly honest. But no, I don't quite understand that, Steve. From a patent, why would you want to have a robot vacuum cleaner with a microphone and a camera on it?
Sorry.
I know it's China. Shut up, John.
I mean,
I sneezed. I'm sorry.
for the vacuum to work, it needs some kind of imaging
Yes.
Software.
processing
Yep.
so that it can map the terrain.
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, unless it's running off of just XY maps, but that would kind of be silly at this
Yeah.
day and age. But you can do this. You could do this with like LiDAR and stuff. That's not straight image capture. It's just depth mapping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's this far to that obstacle.
To this obstacle.
This is Matt's little toe, which I'm going to run over and.
Yeah, and you eat it.
Which I think this
Eat it.
Roomba, in all seriousness, I think that Roomba does have LiDAR in it. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised because it literally is. It doesn't have an external. There isn't an external camera on the unit. But my guess is there's a sensor bar in front, and so when
Probably.
it goes up
Yeah,
against
yeah.
a wall or a
Even
credenza or a
cars have
table.
that now. They're using the same. They're
Oh, yeah.
using that same technology.
That's what
yeah.
self-driving cars do is lidar. Because
Yeah.
that's tech depth mapping.
Yeah.
I would imagine it has it, given how much you probably paid for it.
A couple $100,
Which we
but yeah.
will not say on this podcast.
Oh,
but
I already said
goddamn.
it already. So.
So no, I don't see any reason why it would need a camera. I don't see a reason why it would need a microphone.
Yeah, that's
or a
even more
speaker.
questionable.
Like vacuum, get in your home. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, you don't need speakers. What you're not playing? What do you,
I don't understand that at
What are you
all.
playing
either.
DMX on that thing while he's like, up in here, up in here?
it's gonna make me lose my shit.
As he's cleaning up all your messes, like I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, maybe you need the speakers when a cat rides it,
Yes.
around the room.
Yeah.
But I
Oh.
don't see any reason why it would have any of this equipment on it, let
Just-
alone something where somebody can hack it remotely.
Oh yeah,
Yes, and
Very-
I think it's got hands.
John. Very
'cause it's stealing
fortunately,
wallets.
very fortunately, I will say this: I do have a VPN, so it's very difficult
Good.
to hack this
Good.
network here for that very reason. I
Even
think.
China can't hack your network, so you're safe.
Yeah,
You're
knock on
safe. We're
wood.
fine with Matt's safe. We don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, I'm still alive and breathing and kicking, so I'm doing okay over
Well,
here.
does your Roomba, like, is it internet connected? Does it have an app that works?
Yeah. In fact, I'll throw it up
But-
here.
Uh-oh.
But
This is where Matt dies live on the show.
Oh,
But he also
that
beats
really
it,
can
so
see
it's
that.
gonna listen to him.
yeah. Oh, it's giving me. How did it go? Rate Alfred's last job. I've named it Alfred for
Nice.
those that are out there.
That makes sense.
Makes sense.
But knowing you as your friend, that totally makes
But yeah, that's what it looks like. That's a screen of.
sense. Is he apologizing for all the things he did wrong?
But you could see like really the unit itself right there. There's no external camera. There's no external
No, there's
microphone. There's nothing
That you
that-
know of.
Yeah, that I know of.
It looks like the bottom end of a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah,
That's all it looks like.
yeah. So, it's weird. But what a
Society-
bizarre story. My gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Society is way too obsessed with making sure everything
Yes.
is IoT.
Yes.
So just stop it. This is what you've got. You've got
Yes.
vacuum cleaners now yelling the N word.
Yes.
Let's just get rid of
Yes.
this.
Yeah, please. It's
It's
not
not
Call of
necessary.
Duty, for God's sakes.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move to topic 4 now that we're done with that silliness.
Still alive and kicking over here.
All
Just
right,
FYI.
good. Listen, if you need a hammer to show that,
Matt, watch out behind you.
Hey, Alfred, knock it off.
this will keep him in line.
Oh,
I'm
there you
telling
go. Yeah.
This works great.
There you go.
All right, well, we're going to topic 4. We're gonna do something new here called the hatometer.
Oh.
Ooh, you're the one who came up with it.
Ooh, the hatometer.
He presented it well, too.
We don't know what this is going to look like because this is going to be a post-production kind of thing. I don't know if it's going to be like a bar or what.
Yeah.
But we're gonna.
Oh, Jesus,
That's
Matt,
gonna-
come on.
It's below you, John.
That's going to name a few sports teams, and we're
Yeah.
going to rate them on our hatometer. I will turn it over to Mr. Matt to explain the process.
Yeah. I think that was a
Stop
brilliant.
throwing logos at my head.
Well,
Come on.
I'm trying, Johnny. You know, that kind of a deal.
PTSD
wanted to-
over here.
I wanted to gauge the level of hatred by my two wonderful colleagues over there,
Nice.
Steve and John, of certain NFL, MLB, NHL, and NBA teams. I think we'll do maybe a couple of each on each league and gauge where you hate them and that kind of a deal. 0 is you tolerate them. So you don't like them.
0. Okay.
But 0 is,
Okay,
or
okay.
1 is tolerate. You tolerate them. It's like, okay, I can deal with them.
Okay.
Like, and then as you climb up the scale, you go from tolerate to kind of annoying to really mad to like, you hate them with every fiber of your being. Okay.
Fair.
So we're going to start with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers. John, hatometer.
I have no opinion about them.
Really?
Yes.
None.
Don't hate them, don't like them.
So you tolerate them?
No, I have no opinion about them at all.
Okay. I'll call that as a tolerate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go same.
Tolerate. Okay.
They're in a separate division from us.
Yep.
Mhm.
There's
Don't
not
see them all that
really-
often. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I mean, when they lost the 2004, when they got beat, and Heinz Ward was doing the Flappy Bird,
Yeah.
I got a little annoyed, but
Meh.
Yeah.
Okay.
who cares?
Makes sense.
So yeah, it's a 1. They have a nice stadium too. I toured it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's very
It's a really nice area.
definitely
Yeah.
nice.
All right. Let's go. Let's see if we can ramp this up a little bit. The New York Jets. Steve. The New York Jets.
They suck so bad.
Jets.
It's a 2.
2. Okay.
2.
All right.
I mean, they suck. It's a different league, and it's. I don't see a point in hating them, other than the fact that they're in New York. That's why it's a 2 instead of a 1.
Okay. All right.
And they're not even in New York. They're in New Jersey.
Yes.
It sounds like you're getting a little annoyed. Okay. But a 2. A 2.
Yeah,
You can
I'm with
you
the
can
2, 'cause
tolerate
I
it.
don't care.
Okay. All right. John, what do you think?
I agree. I kind of agree with Steve, but I'm gonna go a 1
Okay. All right.
because there's New York in the name. If they were in Kansas,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even think about them.
Oh.
So, just the fact that you're New York.
All right. Well, then, speaking of Kansas, let's do another NFL team. The Kansas City Chiefs. Or Kansas City Chefs, John. What do you think?
I have absolutely no problem with the Kansas City Chiefs as an organization,
Uh-huh.
as a place. I have a problem with Kermit the Frog
Kermit the
and
Frog?
Travis Kelce.
Okay.
And so I give a 5 because
Okay.
I don't hate your logo, I don't hate your town, I don't hate your stadium. I hate your idiot 2 people that are running around
Okay.
making a mockery of everything because they're douches.
Yeah. All right. Steve?
I'll
Modern day
concur-
cowboy.
I'll concur with a 4.
A 4. Okay.
You know, they're at the point of it's a dynasty that's not my team, so I'm kind
Yeah.
of sick of seeing them win.
Yeah.
I'm sick of Travis Kelce and his Mrs.
Yeah.
Kelce.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes, I neither here nor there. Well, I
Kermit.
don't like the penalty baiting.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it seems like
But,
the
you
refs
know,
are on their
otherwise, I'm
side.
not
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, I'm not a
Well,
huge,
his helmet's stupid, his haircut's dumb, and he's a frog, so I'll help you out there.
There you go.
they're annoying, but they're not at the level of like,
Yeah. Okay.
you know.
Well, then why don't we finish off the NFL with, I don't know, the Dallas Cowboys. What's the level of hatred there, Steve? Dallas Cowboys.
118,564.
Nice. Not 65, 64.
That's as high as my meter goes.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
I mean, we're Eagles fans.
Yes.
They're a rival.
Mhm.
Jerry Jones is an asshole and an idiot. He
He's
runs the
burning
team like
that
an
team
idiot.
right to the ground, which is wonderful
Oh,
to see.
I'm here for every minute of it. I love it. There's
great.
nothing I like more after a Cowboys loss than watching Stephen A. Smith laugh on Twitter
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it because
Hi-
it's funny as hell.
How you doing, Glenn? How you doing, man? What's going on? Johnny? Level of hatred
Yeah.
of the Cowboys.
I mean, I lived there. I lived there for a while.
There you go.
I think Dallas Cowboy fans hate the Cowboys as much as we do, to be honest.
These
It
days,
is getting to that
Yeah, to
point.
be
Yeah,
honest,
it is definitely getting to that
Yeah,
point.
it's a rival. I understand. It's a rival. It's more of a rivalry for them than it is for us at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a rival. It's a straight up rivalry. It's not a New York rivalry to me,
Okay.
but it's definitely a 9-10.
Okay.
If New York's the 10, then they're gonna be like a 9.
Okay.
they surpass any New York team to me because of the way they carry themselves and
Yes.
label themselves as America's team. Like, no.
Yes, but they've been so bad for so long.
So
Well,
yeah.
I almost have to go down a notch or two because you're limping at this point, bro.
Campo. Dave Campo.
Dave Campo.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. All right. Baseball. Houston Astros. John, level of hatred for the Houston Astros.
That sucks because before they cheated, I really liked them. And
But
then
they-
I have to hate them.
but then they
I
cheated.
have to hate them.
Yeah.
But then I have to hate them. but then they beat the Phillies. So yeah, they're a 5 for me
A
because
5. Okay.
yeah, because they're in the American League and you only get to see them
Kind of annoyed.
in the World Series,
Yeah.
and they're changing. They're changing guard there. They're not the cheaters they once were.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Their
right.
stadium's cool too.
Steve?
Yeah, I'd say a 4, down from a 5 probably a couple years ago because of
Okay.
the cheating and because
Yeah,
of
the
the
cheating.
World Series.
Yeah, cheating.
makes
cheating.
sense. The Los Angeles Dodgers. Steve. The Los Angeles Dodgers. Level of hatred for them. What do you think?
I'll say a 5.
I think it's just the glitz and the glamour of LA, and it's kind of like
yeah. I'm not a big LA guy. I didn't like downright hate them because they were such chokers in the playoffs year after year.
yeah.
The Otani thing, as you
Really?
recall from episode whatever it was, put it up here.
Yeah.
That ticked me off because that's cap circumvention.
Oh,
It's
big
just-
time. Yeah.
That's cheating.
Oh,
that's
that is
cheating.
total cheating.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's total
Yeah.
cheating. Yeah.
Yeah, although at the moment, at present, they are leading the Mets in the NLCS.
Go get them, boys.
Yeah, I would love for them to knock the Mets out. And
Yeah,
then
please.
I can root against them unless they're playing the Yankees, and then I have to root for them to beat the Yankees.
Yeah.
And I actually hope this stadium explodes. So
John, what do you think?
yeah, they're. I don't care. I don't care about them. Matt Stairs killed
Yeah.
all my fears. That ball's still going.
Still going.
Still
yeah.
going. Yeah, I don't. The OA Phillies help me with it. They're never gonna be. They're gonna pay and they're gonna suck and they're gonna pay and they're gonna suck. That's the team that they are.
Yeah.
They're trying to be the Yankees, but they're on the West Coast and nobody really cares about them.
So if you had to put a number, 4?
4-ish, 5.
4-ish, 5?
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
4-ish, 5. Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's go into the division, shall we?
Mhm.
Atlanta Braves. Level of hatred. John.
2.
Really? Is it just because you respect the
No, I have no respect for them at all.
Okay.
I just know they're a great regular season team, and as long as we finish a game ahead, we're in the playoffs.
We're in the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah, they're easy. They're easy because they've been managed by the same people all the time. They don't worry me.
Okay.
They're never winning anything. They won 1 World Series and had
Oh, they've
912 great teams. And they won 1 World Series. Like, they're terrible at management.
I'm with you on that.
You have all the players you want. You're not
Steve?
good.
Going 6.
You're going 6. Okay. All right. Rationale? What do you think?
I hate the stupid chop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Glavin
Annoying
hurt his
as hell.
feelings.
Yeah.
I respected Glavin. I had no problem with those guys. But they've recently it's been excuses. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
the bye week. You didn't hear us complaining about it.
No.
We
No.
were mad at our players, not 'cause of
Yeah.
the bye week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we weren't mad about it, but I'm sure the fan base was
Yeah.
mad about it. They were just total excuse.
No, I haven't heard that. It's
No,
been more piling on the players.
Yeah.
So yeah, with all the whining about and excuses for why they haven't done better. The whole Acuna thing
Yeah.
with the 40-70, like the made up.
Oh
friggin-
God,
That's
yeah.
so made up. That isn't even funny.
And the and
so
the,
made
and the
up.
tomahawk chop. That.
Okay.
I
So,
understand.
Yeah,
I
And
I'm
then-
pissed about them.
And then finally, in baseball, those pissant New York Mets. You could tell how much I hate them. But Steve, level of hatred,
They go about a 9.
a 9. Wow. Okay, so you don't hate them with every fiber of your being. Interesting.
No, because usually they're bad.
Yes.
So if you had asked me this question a year ago, I probably would have come down to like a 6 or a 7.
Yeah.
Because they sucked so bad.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that they beat us and had no business beating us in the NLDS this
Yeah.
year that I think it's up to a 9 right now.
Okay. All right. John.
You've heard this diatribe a million times.
Yeah.
It's 175,000. I hate their mascot, their stadium, their owner.
Yeah.
I hate their pitching coach. I hate the pitching coach's wife. I don't like anything about them. Their jerseys are stupid. You're a fake ass New York team.
Blue and orange clash. I mean, come on.
The MLB, and I mean this 100%. The
Yep.
MLB tried to do the Western move and took the 2 New York teams away from the Yankees and moved them to LA, the Giants and the Dodgers from New York. And then 1969, you stuck this piece of shit franchise that has done nothing other than produce Lenny Dykstra, who's a criminal, but got us to the World Series. That is your only thing. And Keith Hernandez and Seinfeld. That's all you've ever done. You suck. You suck at everything you do. Your hot dogs suck. Your beer sucks. Your new stadium, your old stadium, everything. Your cleats, I hate everything about them. They're fucking awful. You're not even a franchise. You should be removed from the team. You're the Jets of fucking Major League Baseball.
Okay, breathe.
Namaste, John.
Namaste. Thank you for getting that out of the
Remove
system.
them. Remove them and bring me somebody else.
All right, so let's do.
Don't make me get the hammer out.
Let's
I
do
hate them.
to close this out. Let's do some rapid
Yes.
fire. So
Yes.
I'm just going to name off like teams in the National Hockey League for you to finish this whole thing out. Let's go New York Rangers, Steve. Just give me a number.
7.
It's John.
5,
Pittsburgh Penguins.
9,
Okay. Steve.
9.
Okay. Toronto Maple Leafs, Steve.
4 or 5.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah.
I'm
Got to the first round, so it's hard to hate them completely.
I'm 0 because
0.
I don't. They can't even. They're not. You can't play in my playground.
And then finally, to close out this this episode, let's go Boston Bruins, Johnny.
I 8.
8.
A
Okay.
solid 8.
That's
Like,
a good-
I respect them. Their history.
Yeah.
But no, I don't.
Yeah. The last 15 years,
Yeah.
I hate them with
At
every
least you're
fiber.
not fictitious like the Mets.
Yeah.
You at least put some things together.
Mr. Murray.
I'll go a 7. When Brad Marchand retires,
Yeah.
that might ease.
Okay. Kind of
But while
calm
he's
that
still
down a
there,
little
it's
bit.
gonna-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll remain high for that time period. And I hate
Someone kick
we
him
did
in
the
the
goal
knee.
song.
Yeah.
We did the goal song a few weeks ago. I hate that goal song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Yeah.
So that's it. There you go. Steve, I hand it back
forgot.
over to you.
I hate Mr. Met.
Oh, you said it. You said mascot.
Oh, I
You
did.
said
Oh,
mascot.
I
You
still
did.
hate Mr. Met. I hate Mr. Met even more now. What a dumb. You're a baseball head.
I think
What's wrong with you?
what we should do is send Matt's Roomba into Mr. Met's dressing area.
I think so. So we can eat him.
Yeah. See that? See that?
Oh, there you go. Absolutely.
You're a baseball head.
Yeah.
Got a good idea once in a while.
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right.
All
So
right.
let's see. Where are we at here? We're at episode 212. Next week will be episode 213. It'll be the episode. Wait, when's Halloween? Thursday. So
Not
the day
next-
before,
yeah, yeah.
The day before Halloween, you will get episode 213. where
Yeah.
We'll do something Halloween related.
Figures it's 213. Ooh.
I wore 13. I'm not scared of it.
Oh, there you go.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, until then, we shall see you or hear you, or no, you hear us. I don't know how it works. Just get out.
Yeah. Steve, what the fuck's that on your shirt?
Thanks for checking out this episode of Two Noobs Talking. For more information about our podcast, feel free to check out our website located at twonoobstalking.wordpress.com, and we'll see you next week.